His ability to make smart decisions under pressure adds another layer to the Mavericks offense. Grimes' breakout isn't happening by accident. The Mavericks system under Jason Kidd is tailor-made for a player with his skill set. Kidd's philosophy emphasizes spacing, ball movement, and defense, three areas where Grimes excels. According to Kidd, Grimes understands the game at a high level. But it wasn't just Luka doing the heavy lifting. Spencer Dinwiddie, a player who left Dallas for a stint with the Lakers before returning, stepped up in a massive way. He hit a pull-up three in transition to give the Mavericks their first lead of the game. Moments later, with Kyrie Irving driving into the paint and drawing multiple defenders, Dinwiddie found himself open on the perimeter again. He didn't hesitate, knocking down another clutch three to extend the lead. Therefore, it's clear that this Mavericks team isn't just relying on its stars. Role players like Dinwiddie, PJ Washington, and Daniel Gafford are stepping up in ways that make this team incredibly hard to beat. Even when Klay Thompson struggled with just 4 points, the Mavericks found ways to win. That depth is what separates good teams from great ones, and right now, the Mavericks are looking like a great team. The Dallas Mavericks are quietly building something that could shake the entire NBA. But it's not Luka Doncic or Kyrie Irving making the headlines this time. It's Quentin Grimes. Yes, the same player you likely overlooked, who's becoming a hidden weapon capable of transforming the Mavs season. His recent performances have exposed a terrifying truth. The Mavericks may have found the key to dominating both ends of the court. Most people think of Kyrie as a ball-dominant guard, but in Dallas, he's showing a completely different side of his game. Off the ball, Kyrie is just as lethal. Take this play, for example. Kyrie cuts into the paint, seals his defender behind him, and catches a pass from Daniel Gafford mid-air. Without even landing, he finishes the play with an and-one bucket. His timing, IQ, and concentration in these moments are second to none. Grimes is playing with a swagger that shows he knows he belongs on the big stage. With Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving leading the offense, the Mavericks needed a defensive anchor and a reliable third option. Grimes is filling that role perfectly. His ability to guard multiple positions, knock down shots, and make plays in transition gives the Mavericks a dynamic weapon they've been missing. Therefore, Grimes isn't just a role player anymore, he's a game changer. So what does this mean for the Mavericks? Simply put, they're contenders. With Luka, Kyrie, and a supporting cast that knows their roles, this team has the tools to compete with anyone. But the real question is whether they can sustain this level of play over an entire season. The early signs are promising, but the NBA is a marathon, not a sprint. One thing is certain, though. Kyrie Irving has unlocked a new level of greatness, and the rest of the league should take notice. The result? A wide-open three-pointer for Kyrie, made possible by his teammates' efforts. This shift in responsibilities has made Kyrie more efficient, but it's also elevated the entire team. Dinwiddie, for example, has flourished in his new role, averaging career-high numbers in assists and scoring. And when Luka Doncic returns to full health, the Mavericks will have three elite playmakers sharing the court. Therefore, the team's ceiling is higher than ever. Known in New York as a solid 3-and-D role player, Grimes wasn't expected to become a major factor. But something changed when he arrived in Dallas. The system, the coaching, and the opportunities have unlocked a version of Grimes that no one saw coming. In his last 3 games, Grimes has averaged 24.3 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 steals, while shooting a blistering 53% from beyond the arc. For context, these aren't just good stats for a role player. They're elite numbers that put him in conversations with some of the league's best two-way players. He's physical, smart, and unselfish. Playing with Luka and Kyrie gives him opportunities to shine, and he's making the most of it. But there's another reason Grimes is thriving: confidence. When a player feels trusted by their coach and teammates, it can elevate their performance. His ability to guard multiple positions, knock down shots, and make plays in transition gives the Mavericks a dynamic weapon they've been missing. Therefore, Grimes isn't just a role player anymore, he's a game changer. And as the playoffs approach, his impact will only grow. But perhaps the biggest question surrounding this team is Klay Thompson. Limited to just 20 minutes in a recent game, Klay's impact has been inconsistent. Some are even wondering if the Mavericks are better without him. Players like Spencer Dinwiddie and Quentin Grimes have flourished in his absence, leading to speculation about what role Klay will play moving forward. Therefore, the Mavericks face an interesting dilemma. Can Klay find his groove and become the player they need him to be? Or will his role continue to diminish as others step up? At first glance, this might seem unusual for a superstar guard, but the genius lies in the unpredictability. Opposing defenses focus on the ball handler, only to watch Kyrie slip the screen, cut into the paint, and finish at the rim. Therefore, Kyrie's role as a screener adds another layer of complexity to the Mavericks' offense. However, this evolution in Kyrie's game doesn't mean he stopped being the dynamic playmaker we all know. When Kyrie does have the ball, it's an absolute show. Whether he's hitting defenders with a hesitation move or threading the needle on a pass, Kyrie's ability to create is unmatched. Quentin Grimes came to Dallas without much fanfare. Known in New York as a solid 3-and-D role player, Grimes wasn't expected to become a major factor. But something changed when he arrived in Dallas. The system, the coaching, and the opportunities have unlocked a version of Grimes that no one saw coming. He's physical, smart, and unselfish. Playing with Luka and Kyrie gives him opportunities to shine, and he's making the most of it. But there's another reason Grimes is thriving: confidence. When a player feels trusted by their coach and teammates, it can elevate their performance. And with Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving leading the charge, the Mavericks have the star power to finish the job. So can the Mavericks sustain this level of play and cement themselves as legitimate contenders? Or will the challenges of a long season catch up with them? What we've seen so far suggests that this team isn't just here to participate, they're here to win. But the road ahead won't be easy, and the margin for error is slim. One thing is certain: the Dallas Mavericks have arrived. They're no longer a team with potential, they're a team that's making it happen. And as the rest of the league scrambles to keep up, the Mavericks are showing that they're not just here to compete, they're here to dominate. Defense might be Grimes' calling card, but his offensive evolution is what's turning heads. Playing alongside high-gravity players like Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving has opened up the floor for him. For instance, when Luka drives into the paint and draws double teams, Grimes is left wide open on the perimeter, and he's capitalizing on those opportunities, shooting 41% from three this season, an impressive jump from last year's 36%. But Grimes isn't just a catch-and-shoot player. He's added physicality and patience to his offensive game. One highlight play against Karl Anthony Towns showed Grimes driving in transition, bumping a bigger defender off balance, and finishing with a smooth layup. This quote perfectly captures the chaos Kyrie creates on the court. Whether he's setting screens, running pick and rolls, or spotting up in the corner, Kyrie's unpredictability keeps defenses on their heels. And it's not just Kyrie who benefits from this chaos. His presence creates opportunities for everyone around him. Take Spencer Dinwiddie again. When Kyrie and Luka are on the floor, they attract so much defensive attention that Dinwiddie often finds himself with wide-open looks. This gravitational pull isn't just a bonus, it's a game changer. Therefore, Kyrie's impact goes beyond his individual stats. He's making his teammates better, and that's what great players do. But are we really seeing a new Kyrie Irving? The answer is yes. But now, the Mavericks have gone on a jaw-dropping win streak, proving they're not just back, they're better than ever. They've clawed their way to the knockout rounds of the NBA Cup, showing grit, determination, and a level of teamwork that's nothing short of extraordinary. The way they're playing right now should terrify the rest of the league. Stick around, because what we're about to break down could change how you see the Mavericks this season. It's easy to look at the Mavericks and credit their superstars, Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving, for their success. But that's not the full story. This team has found ways to win even when key players have been out. The most recent example? A 15-point comeback victory in the fourth quarter to keep their NBA Cup dreams alive. And here's the kicker. This win didn't just push them through to the next round. Grimes is currently ranked 7th in the league for ball screen navigation. This means he can predict and counter offensive moves before they even happen. For example, in a recent game, Grimes anticipated a screen from DeAndre Ayton, timed his steal perfectly, and turned it into an easy transition bucket. But it's not just about stats. It's how Grimes uses his defensive skills to disrupt opponents' rhythm. Mavericks coach Jason Kidd even said, "He's one of the best defenders we've had, especially on pick and rolls." This level of trust from Kidd explains why Grimes leads the team in plus-minus, a stat that measures a player's overall impact on the game. Grimes credits his time with the New York Knicks, specifically under coach Tom Thibodeau, for shaping his defensive mindset. In a recent interview, Grimes said, "Coach Thibs gave me the toughest assignments early in my career, guarding all-stars and superstars. That taught me how to stay locked in every possession. It knocked out one of their biggest rivals, the Phoenix Suns. The Suns, who have consistently been a thorn in the Mavericks' side, were eliminated in a game that showcased everything the Mavericks are doing right this season. So how do you pull off a 15-point comeback in a must-win game? It all starts with team basketball. This isn't just about individual brilliance. It's about players knowing their roles and executing them to perfection. Take this play, for example. After a missed shot by the Memphis Grizzlies, Luka Doncic grabbed the rebound and immediately launched a full-court pass that looked more like something you'd see in an NFL game. Spencer Dinwiddie caught it, handed it off to Daniel Gafford, and Gafford finished at the rim with authority. That single play set the tone for the comeback and showed why this Mavericks team is so dangerous. But Gafford wasn't just making plays on offense. He was the anchor on defense as well. In one critical moment, he disrupted a drive by Memphis's Jake LaRavia. Imagine this. Luka Doncic goes down, and the Dallas Mavericks are in desperate need of a spark. The team could have crumbled, but that's not what happened. Instead, Kyrie Irving stepped up, not just as a leader, but as a one-of-a-kind player who's rewriting the rules of modern basketball. Whether he's dazzling defenders on the court or turning isolation plays into easy points, Kyrie has become a problem for the rest of the league. And what's even scarier is that this isn't the Kyrie Irving you thought you knew. Dallas has unlocked a completely different version of him, and the NBA should be terrified. Kyrie Irving has always been known for his handles, his creativity, and his ability to hit impossible shots. But under Jason Kidd's system, Kyrie has reached a new level of efficiency. However, this evolution in Kyrie's game doesn't mean he's stopped being the dynamic playmaker we all know. When Kyrie does have the ball, it's an absolute show. Whether he's hitting defenders with a hesitation move or threading the needle on a pass, Kyrie's ability to create is unmatched. In fact, he ranks third in the NBA in points per possession on pick-and-roll plays, averaging 1.14 points. This combination of scoring and playmaking makes him nearly impossible to defend. But here's where things get really interesting. The Mavericks have taken some of the playmaking responsibilities off Kyrie's shoulders, allowing him to focus more on scoring. Players like Spencer Dinwiddie have stepped up as secondary ball handlers, freeing Kyrie to operate off the ball. On one possession, Dinwiddie initiated the offense while Kyrie ran through a series of screens. The result? A wide-open three-pointer for Kyrie, made possible by his teammates' efforts.